This is Prince of Mental Wellness, your mental health, our priority. Today's segment, I want to focus on Blockboard. We're just about to start 2025, and I would like us to focus on Blockboard. What are some of the things that acted as a block in your success in the year 2024? Some of the behaviors that you need to stop, it could be some habits that you have picked from friends or that came along the way in your year 2024 and many other years. In the new year, we normally write what we call the vision board. Some of us like the prayer board, but I also want us to write something we call the block board. What's a block board? Block board explains a board that explains some of the behaviors or habits that you need to stop for you to be able to achieve better success in 2025. And not only in 2025, they are the behaviors you need to stop for you to have a successful life. For example, I'll give one of the behaviors, allowed 10 behaviors that are very common. One is procrastination. 2024, there could be very many things you wanted to do. There could be plans that you wanted to do. We have those people who wake up in the morning, you see I'm washing clothes. In the afternoon, you look at the weather and you return them back in the house. And you find yourself telling yourself, I'll wash the following day. And you still find even the following day, you're still not washing them. There could be other activities business-wise that you felt that I needed to explore myself, but you kept procrastinating and telling yourself, not this month, I'll do it next month. Procrastination is a behavior that you can stop, postponing things and do them the moment you feel an idea comes to your mind and you feel is a good idea, go ahead and implement it and you'll be able to achieve a success in your life. Another thing you need to focus on, set deadlines and meet those deadlines for yourself. Do not do things in the last minute. We have the last minute persons. Many times they do things the last minute. You have heard there's a trip, you have to go tomorrow or next week. You start preparing on a Sunday when the trip is on a Monday. You need to have better time settings of your activities or the things that you want to achieve. And also in the workplace, if there are deadlines to be met, you need to make sure that that behavior you start working on that behavior to make sure that you're able to meet your deadlines. If you're able to meet workplace deadline, you'll also be able to meet personal deadlines. And in any activity you plan to do, set a time frame at when do I need to finish that activity. And if I'll not be through, what is that thing I'll do next to make sure that I feel the pinch of not meeting that specific deadline. Number 3, it is okay to stop being people pleaser. 2024, you may have tried to make everybody happy, make everybody very comfortable when you're hurting your own self. For example, going for parties that you know you're not feeling comfortable to attend just because your friend insisted that you have to go for those parties. Or you may have engaged yourself in some behaviors because your friends have insisted that you need to do it. You may have engaged in drugs because your friends said you need to do so. You may have engaged yourself with a partner because your friends insisted that that partner is better than the one that you have in the house. Those are some of the behaviors that you need to focus. Stop being too much people pleaser, because people pleaser end up displeasing themselves. This means they end up hurting their own self because you want to make other people happy and comfortable with you. But deep inside, there's a lot of discomfort with yourself. There's a lot of feeling guilt. There is a lot of, I wish I can change this. I wish I can do the other. So this year, we can focus on stopping being people pleaser, because the more you make people, you become a people pleaser, the more you spend a lot, the more you're also likely to find yourself in the places you do not want to be. So make yourself to be the first person. And this brings me to my next point. This one is where you need to put yourself first and others follow. Consider what you want as a person. What is that would make me happy? What is that would make me feel excited? Then you focus on what do others want. Because many times, if you put yourself as the last person, you will not be happy. But focus on your need first before you focus on other people. When I say you focus on your needs, it's more of loving yourself. If something will hurt me, then I don't need to do it. If something will make me feel like I'm lesser me, then I don't need to do it. It is not a must. So look at the things that you feel, I is Irene, I am comfortable doing this and I cannot complain. Even if you tell me the next minute to do it, I am comfortable. It is not an issue to me. But don't focus on the things that other people feel you should do. Focus on what should I do as a person. 2024, you may have not done a very good planning. And you find, we say that failing to plan is planning to fail. And this is why we should make sure that in 2025, we have set our own plans. Come up with plans, financial plans, come up with plans on what you want to achieve. Light that vision board, what you want to achieve by the end of the year. I know most of us light it, then you forget about it. Then this new year, when you're just about to come to the new year, is when now you're focusing, I need to revisit my plan. No, have a plan on every year, on every month, on every period of time. Tell yourself, in the next 2 weeks, this is what I want to do. In the next 4 weeks, this is what I want to do. By the quarter of the year, this is what I want to do. By the 3/4 of the year, this is what I want to achieve. And keep yourself in tow by checking what I planned, whether I have achieved. Sometimes we get money which you did not even plan to get it, and many times when you get that money, you find like you're really confused on what to do. You can put that money on savings because you do not have a plan for that money, but many times you find when you just use that money, many times you don't use it in the right way because it's easy come, easy go. So let us do a lot of planning, come to this period of time. Time management is also my next point. It is very good to make sure that we have our own time management. Time management is mostly affected by many things. First is my own personal issues, and it could also be other people. We have those friends who always have callings here and there, and you did not plan for those callings, and maybe those callings make you to spend a lot. Manage your time, have time for friends, have time for relatives, have time for the family, but again also have time for yourself. Don't give every other person time and you fail to have time for yourself. In time management, make sure that the things that you're supposed to do in a specific time, you squeeze yourself and make sure that you meet them at that specific time. Good time management will enable you to achieve a lot of things that you felt that you cannot achieve. Let your leisure time also be within your time management. Have a time that you can relax so that you don't get so overwhelmed and you don't create a room for burnout. Because again, burnout will interfere with your work. But always plan your time well and see how you're going to spend your time in order for you to achieve a lot. We may have not achieved a lot this year because of maybe we were not able to plan our time very well. Another thing I'll talk about is we have issues of where people are doing too much oversharing nowadays, talking a lot about your personal issues, your personal plans and all that. There's some important information, you need to keep it to yourself unless you're doing counseling. In this important information, there are things you want to achieve, but when you keep telling people what you're planning and what you're going to do next, where you'll be next, there are people who may not be there for you, so they may not support your plans very well. So what they will do, they'll keep discouraging you, showing you what you're doing is not right, saying if I were you, I would have done it differently. So at the end of the day, the more you bring out and tell people what you're planning, the more people dismantle your plans. So reduce on what you're sharing with people and especially your personal life, because again, there are those people who will use it against you and they're likely to mess you up. There's what I call self-pity party. Self-pity party is where you keep on worrying about yourself. I am not good in this, or you keep on beating yourself. When things go wrong, you're there beating yourself up, punishing yourself, telling yourself, you see, again, I've done a stupid thing, again, I'm miserable. No, in this case, I would say, do not hold self-pity party. Appreciate when you make mistake. Tell yourself it was a lesson learned, and I will learn from that lesson, whatever I was supposed to learn. Self-pity party, you really worry a lot about yourself. When things don't go your way, you really feel bad about it. Try to appreciate yourself and give yourself a hug for the little that you manage and tell yourself, next time I'll achieve better. So with this self-pity party, they make you feel so bad about yourself and prevent you from even becoming a better you. So for you to become a better you, do away with self-pity party and keep appreciating what you've been able to do and what you're not able to do. Tell yourself, next time I'll try. Even do some self-rewards. If you feel it is something I didn't expect to achieve, reward yourself, treat yourself good. Take yourself for a cup of coffee and tell yourself, I've done it. And this one will encourage you to keep on getting something more bigger than what you have achieved right now. This year you may be having a lot of expectation from people and friends. What I'll tell you, have risk expectation for others, but raise your expectation for yourself. What I would say about having high expectation on people will make you feel frustrated because people will not do what you expect them to do. Maybe your daughter, maybe your son, it may be your spouse. You may expect them to behave in a certain manner and then they shock you or create amazement on you when you find they are not what you thought they were. So in this case, I would say have very low expectation from people. I normally say open a room of disappointment. When you open a room of disappointment, for other people, it will not hurt you. When they do contrary to what you did not expect them to do, it will not be more hurting to you. And you'll be able to tell yourself, it is okay, I expected that. So do not have very high expectation on people. Have your own high expectation on self because you can only control yourself. You cannot control other people. As we start this new year, look at some of the habits, behaviors that you need to block in your life and bring out the behaviors that you really need to portray and whatever you want other people to see about you. Let these things that have messed you up or make you unsuccessful the past years, let you block them come this new year. I wish you well. Thank you very much. Springs of Mental Wellness care about your mental health. As we look forward for the next and many more talk on mental health, kindly subscribe to my channel. Thank you.